happened to debt levels in the last 4 years since the onset of this crisis? Well, in this little table, I've listed numerically the debt of the financial sector and the federal government for the years 2008, 9, 10, and 11. The numbers are in trillions of dollars. These are read right off of a federal government, Federal Reserve document. The debt of the financial sector dropped from 17 trillion to 13.5 trillion. 3.5 trillion in about 3 years. It managed to somehow lose that amount of debt. The federal government's debt increased from 6.4 trillion to 10.5 trillion. It's 4 trillion in that same time. You know, those values are nearly the same, just with a different sign on them. What a coincidence. Hardly. To protect themselves, the financial industry orchestrated an outrageous power play that regular people like us were powerless to stop, and that our elected officials spinelessly assented to, and in some cases directly profited from. Almost all of the 3.5 trillion in financial sector debt was transferred to the federal government. In other words, to you and your children, through a set of carefully designed financial deals. These included the highly publicized bailouts of financial institutions that were too big to fail, but also included under-the-radar deals that benefited stable big banks that stood to lose a lot of money as things unraveled. The financial industry continues to profit via policies and deals that range from borderline to clearly illegal. But that's what happens when an industry more or less runs a country, which is the case in the U.S. And again, this isn't conspiracy theory stuff, as you'll discover in an assigned reading in a couple of weeks. All right, here's